what's up, you guys? I'm gonna go over Hakim's meet prep, his training, and basically kind of dive deep, really mostly into the challenges we had to overcome. But we will discuss overall his overall programming structure and how we were able to come around to a pretty good meet day considering the things we went through in prep. So first and foremost, I want to go over his overall programming structure. He benches on Monday with some dips and some accessories. Tuesday, he does some conventional deadlift and then cluster conventional deadlift, which changed mid-prep, but we'll get into that. Wednesday, he does a pretty darn heavy squat with some pretty heavy benching and some accessories. And then Thursday, very easy bench, kind of acting as a primer bench in essence. And then he has an SVD day on Saturday. So again, reason for Hakim, we have SVD Saturdays because we like predictability, and he's a pretty predictable person. He keeps variables in check. So, and it works out really well, and it has worked out well in the past. So we just continued this into this meet. So, and really, more of the story, firstly, for his bench programming heading into this meet was, and we did it for all three blocks. We're mostly going to focus on the last block, but for Hakim, it's really about pushing average intensity as much as we can, as well as keeping some pretty good peak intensity in there. So considering on meet day, he was able to hit 145 kilos, 319 pounds. So you'll see I still am programming in pounds. Maybe one day I'll get out of that, but so forgive me if you are a kilo person. You'll see his bench on the week 4. Again, I'm gonna let the imperfection shine. Not everything's 100% filled out, but for example, on this week 3, on week 3 he was hitting 297, which is pretty heavy relative to his 1RM. At that point, he only really hit 140 really in training and 142.5. So this is pretty heavy, for a secondary single. But again, nonetheless, we really pushed this day pretty hard. You'll see the rep counts all in here. This 3x3, we're pushing average intensity pretty hard. The 1x6 just lowers a little bit, gets a little bit of volume, but you get the idea. This day's pretty hard, as well as this day, 3-count pause. Bench, again, still in the same 120 kilo range, and then 110 range. So you'll see pushing pretty hard. And then this Thursday, though, very easy, basically almost non-existent bench work, but, enough just to literally go in there and bench and touch the barbell. We tried this, and it actually seemed to have a pretty potent effect, believe it or not. And then his primary, obviously, is on Saturday, where we keep it, we basically ran very low reps, work up to a single in the last block of prep. So that's what we did on bench. Squat, again, he responded very well to intensity. So you'll see this. We have 3 singles here on this Wednesday session. Things got a little funky mid-block, which I'll go over. But essentially, more of the story is, which I'll show you, he worked up to all the way up to 430 for a secondary squat single. So pretty darn heavy relative to his 1RM. So, but this really helped. And again, you'll see we're just pushing basically average intensity pretty hard, peak intensity pretty hard. So that's what we did on squat. And again, primary squat is on the Saturday with, again, just a typical top set, back off approach. And then deadlift, we were doing conventional deadlift, again, pushing a single, again, responsibility intensity. So pushing a single, and then we had some back offs, conventional, which we changed up mid-block. So I want to go over kind of what we did, what was happening. So he was dealing with some glute pain as well as some back pain mid-prep. So you'll see this is where we started taking off some workload. It definitely impacted deadlift the most. So that's where we started to really change things up here. Originally was deadlift. So we took off that first back offset and then kept in the rest. We know we needed that intensity, but we wanted to eliminate some extra workload, which we thought, we originally were like, this triple really beats us up. So let's just take it out. So then still in some pretty big pain. Again, we know we need the intensity, but we need to make sure we're obviously getting healthier throughout this block. So it was a balancing game of keeping intensity, but also pulling off intensity and pulling off workload. So we can not get detrained necessarily, but we can get strong and healthy. So you'll see we pulled off these sets. We know we need the intensity, so we kept the intensity in. We took off the extra volume. So we did that, and we made these blood flow over here. But then, we came around here, and we had to do conventional deadlifts here, and kept it very easy. You'll see these do not match up. So we had to drop the load. And so overall pain was pretty high. It wasn't getting better, and we were, in a tough spot. So heading into this week, we really knew that conventional was beating us up the most. So, but we knew that we needed intensity. So we kept in the single on conventional deadlift, and we kept the single in, went well, but then we decided to do sumo very easy backoffs. The reason behind this was mostly that conventional, given its track record within our programming, definitely was beating up his lower back a ton, and that's where we were having pain. And we didn't think we necessarily needed that conventional volume to feel good. We needed intensity, but we didn't need the volume. So we basically scrapped all this and gave him that same volume, but in a position that did not cause as much pain. So sumo, very easy. Again, kind of just tech work at that point, to kind of keep him still getting some lower body posterior chain volume without having to do conventional. So we did that, came into here, and he felt a little better this day, which was really good to see. He felt a little better this day, so we were able to get all the squat volume in a little bit differently than normal, but still got some squat volume in, still got the intensity in. So that was a win. Came into this session, was able to do a little bit lighter than, obviously originally planned. We were maybe going to go to 418, 446, but we only took 430, so which was a good call on the day. And then we hit bench whip just fine, and then we took a heaviest deadlift 2 weeks out approach. So again, we decided to do that because of the fact that he was in pain, and we at this point were hoping that a taper would hopefully allow him to display really good performance on meet day. We were originally planning on possibly just ramping in to the meet, because we did compete on his week 4 SBD, but because of the fact that he was in pain, we decided to do a 2 week out approach and took a very, very light 2 weeks out heaviest deadlift. So just took a kind of a very easy single here, and then you'll see he did right here come into this week. This is meet week, still pushing bench, really no pull off on bench, no pull off at all. You'll see we gave him some options in order to, we kept the intensity high on accessories, but allowed him to drop some sets if he felt beat up. So did that. Bench went well. Again, you'll see a little bit of pull off in volume. So again, moral story for Hakim is pull off volume, keep intensity high. And then conventional deadlift here, we're only able to muster up 485, 220 on deadlift, but we were able to do more load on the sumo deadlift than last time. So we worked a little bit more load, and by the time this came around, 430 went well. So I want to show you this 430 real quick. This was 430 1 week out, which
up, yep, get it, go,
good, pretty tough, right? And then he was going to come in, hit it on that Wednesday session
up, yep,
before the meet.
Get it, go,
Good. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong video. Right here. This is the 430 week of the meet.
up, let's go.
Pretty good. So we were like, okay, we're in a good spot. This was his heaviest deadlift. Bad lighting,
Get
nice.
nice.
Not bad. But again, that off the floor for him was causing him that pain. So again, doing more and more of this. We didn't see a need, so we just did it.
Nice.
2 weeks out, started pulling back. So that went well. So again, this right here moves slower than this, which was awesome to see, which really showed that we were on the uptick, which was really nice. Bench went well this session. Again, just pulled off a set here, pulled off a set here. Again, just a little bit of volume, accessory pull off for his upper body, basically. Lower body, we were kind of just finding a balance between intensity and volume. At this point, he was feeling decently healthy, so at this point, we wanted to kind of keep fitness as high as possible, not really pull back too much. Larson bench, normal, keep that going, and then meet day. and meet day he was able to go out and hit. This was 205.
What?
Went pretty well. Heck of a grinder, but we were able to walk away hitting that, which was huge. And his bench was huge. Very solid, very solid. And his deadlift, we were able to hit. This was very nice. Every single lift, total PR. After dealing with a ton of pain mid prep, so overall, hopefully this helps explain how things went and what we did to be able to overcome some pain. And alongside, obviously, we did a whole bunch of warming up, did some rehab stuff alongside all of this. But these small little programming changes and dynamic changes week to week. 1 week we didn't have squat backups on the second day. 1 week we did. All kinds of stuff like that all played a massive role in him being able to come out and have a pretty good day. So again, even like on his primary deadlift, having to change up his back off to conventional some weeks not, some weeks having to drop load, all that kind of stuff, being able to auto-regulate was really the name of the game for Hakim. So hopefully this helped give some insight into his meet and his meet prep. And it's been a pleasure to coach Hakim, and we're looking forward to competing next at USAPL Raw Nationals, where we're hoping to obviously stay healthy this next go around in our macro cycle. So stay healthy and obviously build a very nice total PR heading into that. So any questions or anything I can clarify, let me know, and hopefully you all enjoyed. See you guys.